Good afternoon, and welcome to this breaking news edition of Dateline. I'm Chris Schuster. Earlier this afternoon, the infamous Burger King was apprehended for the second time after years on the run from authorities. With a growing list of charges attached to his name, Denver police were relieved to finally put this criminal behind bars after a chase scene that nearly took the King's life.
Hands on your crown. Easy.
For some of us, the King's capture is bittersweet, as he is still remembered as the kind and generous ruler of the old days. This afternoon, we're going to take a look back at how one of the most prosperous figures of his time rose to the top of the wanted list after a series of sightings that show just how corrupt this man has become. As a young ruler, the King's public support exploded through his accomplishments in high school football, which led him to several victories in the NFL. An enthusiastic and talented player, the King consistently went beyond expectations to lead his team to victory. Much of his public support came from efforts to participate in community projects, so he could better understand the lives and hardships of the working class. Authorities first began questioning the King's integrity after several sightings with the known burger trafficker and milkshake abuser, Mr. Jack I. Box. Still at large, this criminal is responsible for the death and obesity of thousands of American burger addicts. Later, the King was sighted working in a country strip club, handing out burgers to customers for extra tip. It is not known to what extent this activity was funding his wider smuggling operations, but he soon vanished from the area. The next series of sightings occurred in Los Angeles, where the King was seen entering several nightclubs with women on either arm. Finally, authorities were able to go undercover and capture live footage of the unveiling of his most extravagant and dangerous product to a select group of high-paying customers. Had the item been released to the public, there is no telling how damaging it would have been to the burger users of America. However, due to his political stature and continued public support, the King was able to get off on an insanity plea that would allow him to live with relative freedom in this extravagant private nursery home in downtown Manhattan. Disaster struck a year later when the King was able to escape with the help of a former addict who was seen here accepting payment. After this, the King disappeared completely until he was sighted at a local Burger King in Colorado Springs. The King's final mistake occurred just 30 minutes before police found him hiding amongst the crowd on 17th Street in downtown Denver. In a nearby parking structure, the King was recorded by surveillance cameras as he robbed a man in front of an ATM. Luckily, the man was not hurt, and his wallet was returned him after the King's apprehension. In the final chase, the King's escape was cut short by a taxi, who hit him as he was crossing the street. Once injured, the police apparently had an easy time getting him into the car. From beloved ruler to hated criminal, the King will certainly be remembered throughout the years. I'm Chris Schuster, and I hope you have enjoyed this special edition of Dateline. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.